Welcome to Hedge Fund Trade Tips. I'm Tom Hayes, the founder of Hedge Fund Tips, and in the next few minutes I'm going to quickly walk you through how our private access membership can work for you. You may have seen us or read about us on Fox Business, Yahoo Finance, CNBC, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, Bloomberg, One America News, CGTN America, Market Watch, Zero Hedge, Seeking Alpha, or Reuters. A few photos of me with National Economic Council Chair Larry Kudlow, former Prime Minister Tony Blair, Senator Romney, and the family. So why listen to me? I have extensive experience in the hedge fund industry, over a decade working in hedge funds, specifically long-short equity strategy. I started my own firm, Great Hill Capital. I manage my own money as well as outside money, running a long-short equity strategy for accredited investors and qualified institutions. I have seasoned experience through multiple cycles, bull markets, bear markets, etc. Prior to going out on my own, I worked with a firm called Cornwall Capital. You may recognize the name from the movie The Big Short with Brad Pitt. Those of you who saw the movie remember they were one of the few firms who got the great financial crisis correct from 2007 to 2009 and made a tremendous amount during that period. I was able to hook up with them through a thesis I had on shorting soybeans in the summer of 2012, which was expressed through long puts with low implied volatility. The trade made 500% in 3 months, and we've been friends ever since. Prior to that, I was managing director of Bedford Oak Advisors, a long-short equity firm also in New York. Not only did I generate investment ideas and help co-manage our portfolio positions, but through that position, I had the unique opportunity of being placed in one of our public portfolio companies as the COO, Chief Operating Officer. We were the largest shareholder at Bedford Oak with 33% of the stock. Mario Gabelli of Gamco and Dr. Phil Frost, former chairman of Teva, were second and third largest, followed by Warren Buffett's grandnephew, who now heads his own public company. So, my role as COO was to sell off the non-core assets in the company and use that cash to source, negotiate, and close the purchase of an asset management firm. I interviewed over 100 different firms, alternative investment managers, traditional managers, and learned everything about what strategies worked, what strategies didn't. And within 18 months of being COO, we were able to close the purchase of an asset manager with $1.6 billion under management, and as a result, double the stock price in a short time, which was just tremendous. Prior to that, I was a successful entrepreneur in my 20s, built a large business from scratch, and graduated from Columbia University. So why am I doing this? I built a successful marketing and distribution business in my 20s, but I always traded and invested the profits in my personal account. That was my true passion. I remember at Columbia, I would sneak into the business school library at URIS and read Market Wizards about George Soros and all the famous traders from the 70s and 80s who made their fortunes. So by my late 20s, after I was already self-made, and that was very important to me because I grew up middle class, so I wanted to get that taken care of. Through a social friend, I met a legend in the business named Harvey Eisen, who was close friends with Warren Buffett. Some of the older viewers watching this will remember the name from Lou Rukeyser's show Wall Street Week. He was a regular. And because of my passion for investing and trading, I went to work with him at Bedford Oak. He taught me deep value investing and strong institutional fundamentals. How the big money invests. His first seed investors for Bedford Oak were billionaires Sandy Weil of Citigroup, Sam Zell of Equity International, Mike Bloomberg, Mario Gabelli of Gamco, and Dr. Phil Frost, former chairman of Teva. So it was an all-star cast of investors and quite a tremendous experience. And because I started in finance late, and I say later in life, but in my late 20s and not right out of school, I realized that most people will never get an inside look and really know what institutions look at and how they think. And if you don't know the competition, you can't expect to compete against them and win. You can compete, but to win, you really have to understand how they think. I grew up middle class around a lot of money, but I had to work my way through late grammar school and high school, washing dishes, paper routes, and as a golf caddy. And for those of you who don't have the right connections or education, getting a leg into Wall Street is next to impossible. I was lucky, and as you can tell from the site, I'm passionate about teaching, writing, communicating, and seeing regular people win. I don't believe in entitlement. I do believe in hard work, and the average person, average trader, willing to take steps to better themselves and be consistent with the right information and skills should be rewarded. And that's what Hedge Fund Trade Tips Private Access membership offers to individuals. The right information and actionable ideas that you can use to perform. So, how does it work? First of all, it is our view that if you're trading exclusively off technicals on charts, you have a limited edge as everyone else knows what you're looking at as well. Many algorithms are programmed to take advantage of all the common patterns and sweep out the stop orders, knowing where a technical trader will bail. You've probably had it happen to you and couldn't understand why the stock broke down, took out your stop, and then subsequently reversed to new highs without you. It's not personal. It's just that most of what is out there is technically is already known, so the edge is limited. We're not against technical analysis as it is a factor in what we do, but it is not the key. Yes, there are statistical advantages in some patterns, and you will find traders who are successful exclusively using technicals. They are the exception, not the rule. But the institutions who move markets, the big money that moves prices, are steeped in fundamentals, and you have to know how they think, or it's more difficult to compete and win. Furthermore, using technical analysis exclusively takes you out of many positions too early because the first time the wind blows against you, you're more likely to bail as you only have one criteria to go on. If your fundamental thesis is sound and repeatable, it will give you the staying power to let the technicals run their course and return a winner. As Warren Buffett says, in the short term, the market is a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine. Lee Cooperman, who I met at the Titans Hedge Fund dinner hosted by Monness Crespi, always says, the algos buy strength and sell weakness. I made my billions in the market buying weakness and selling strength, and all of my friends who made billions did the same. This means if you can ignore the day-to-day noise and have a solid thesis behind you, the trade or investment will work out in time as the fundamentals confirm the technicals that triggered you into the position to start with. In other words, if you have a solid technique based on sound fundamentals with technical triggers and you manage your sizing and risk appropriately, you can win over time. And you have a huge advantage over the big institutions because smaller account size can more easily outperform. You are more nimble and you can be in instruments that can generate higher returns for the same underlying moves. Either the larger institutions can't be in these instruments because of their mandate, or they're just managing too much money that there's not enough liquidity for them to take advantage like you can. This is one of those rare instances that David is going to beat Goliath every time once you have an efficacious method and system in place. Now, a little bit about Hedge Fund Trade Tips system for private access members. First, the system combines general market conditions and trend with an in-house earnings per share and estimates model that accounts for changes to the price to earnings multiple. You're not going to find this combination of analysis publicly available anywhere else. Versions of this method of analysis are used by larger institutional money managers on a longer time horizon and in a different way. Second, the system deploys several key technical factors that are effective in triggering action when the fundamental data and earnings model points to a probabilistic edge. These technical factors navigate through all environments, long or short, when coupled with the earnings model. The system deploys our extensive hedge fund experience with options to magnify the returns for each underlying stock's movement. Unlike most, we're going to benefit from the last 30 days of time decay before expiration versus being at the effect of the melting ice cube known as theta. Many investors and traders buy out of the money options that have a low statistical probability of playing out, and 90% of them expire worthless. By contrast, we're rooting for time to pass because the way that we've structured our positions to benefit as time decays. Fourth, this system works the same for both long ideas and short ideas across market environments. And finally, you're going to learn risk management. Since no trader, method, technique, or system is right 100% of the time, although you'll be amazed with our win-loss ratio when you go through all of our trades during your trial, utilizing proper risk management is paramount to winning over a series of trades and having consistency with your results. So how it works. What you're going to get are two things. First off are pins, position idea notifications, followed by PCNs, position completion notifications. So getting into the trade and getting out of the trade. Now I'm going to explain how to get started with your free 21-day trial. The key here is to save time and make money. I've developed this method by trial and error over a decade of time and significant research and investment. You may be able to get your foot in the door and work at hedge funds for many years like I did, and then start your own firm and potentially find a niche that works after years of effort and huge investments of time and money, or simply take a shortcut by utilizing my method to benefit now and save years of trial, error, time, and money. As the old saying goes, you can always get more money, but you can't recover lost time. Time is our scarcest resource. So how to take advantage? As of February 10th, 2019, Hedge Fund Trade Tips notification service for private access members became available not only to hedge funds and institutions, but individual traders as well. Historically, hedge funds have paid me as much as $90,000 per year for my outside research, which is just a brilliant deal for them because it saves them a fortune by outsourcing a portion of their research budget at a fraction of the cost. Because of this platform, I am now able to scale up to a larger group in order to make it economic across the board. Even better is the fact that you can try before you buy with our free 21-day trial so you take no risk. It's the perfect example of an asymmetric trade which has all upside and no downside to try it out. Either you make money and you continue, or you opt out and you pay nothing. What you're going to get is 1 to 10, first off, 10 position idea notifications, or pins we call them, a minimum of 10 per month, so approximately one idea every couple of days. Some days you'll get 2 or 3, and then you may go a few days without any, depending on market conditions. We identify the company, long or short, suggested timing, and the best expression, call spreads, put spreads, suggested pricing. Our ideas average 2 to 6 weeks in duration. And second, you're going to get 10 position completion notifications, or PCNs, a minimum per month. We identify the suggested time to complete the position and the suggested pricing. We're not just going to get you in the trade, but also get you out. You can start your 21-day trial right now for free. So try it for 3 weeks, look under the hood, you'll see the results and prove it to yourself. Once you click subscribe and fill in your details, you'll be emailed a registration link to set up your login and password. Then the members tab will open up at the top of the site for you so that you can learn how to place these trades, how to manage risk, additional resources, and how to set up text alerts to your cell phone so that you can receive pins and PCNs faster than just standard email notification. As Warren Buffett always says, price is what you pay and value is what you get. As with choosing a heart surgeon, don't shop around for the bargain. You go with the best skills and experience to get the desired outcome. If you're trading a small account and a couple of contracts at a time, one trade can pay for your membership each month, and you get 10 plus pins and PCNs each month to build up your account. Remember, it's not what it costs to join. It's what it costs if you don't take advantage and see for yourself. So with that said, I look forward to working with you, and prove it to yourself over the next 3 weeks for free. You'll be glad that you did.